Alrighty, well, welcome everybody to the call. I want to thank you so much for joining us. This is a call for both Nikki and Julie, their Juice Plus business launch call, and I want you to know that they have invited you tonight because they respect you and they want you to know what they're up to. It's going to be a very laid back call. We're going to go through a lot of information in a short amount of time, so just bear with us. But you're not going to be asked to buy or sign up for anything. We want you to know what we're up to. We want you to know the type of person that we're looking for. So hopefully you'll find the stories and the information of value. I'm certain that you will. I'm actually going to share my screen. Let's do this. Sorry. Bear with me just a moment. And then, can you nod? Can you see it? Okay. So Julie and Nikki and myself are part of a group called the Healthy Living Revolution. And we are part of a group of thousands of people that are really working to try to take healthy back. We are trying to come alongside of families. It's really our goal to meet them where they're at and to help them just make one simple change towards better health. So unfortunately, we're here because there are two startling trends going on in our world today. First of all, environmental toxins are increasing. So whether that is, I'm going to mute. If you can mute yourself out, everybody, that would be awesome. We just have a little bit of background noise. If you're on your phone, you can just click your screen and hit mute. Otherwise, click your screen on the bottom left. There's a mute button. Okay, awesome. So we have environmental toxins are increasing. So whether that's in the water that you drink, in the products that you put on your skin, in the air that you breathe, or the food that you eat, or the pharmaceuticals that you're taking, or the vitamins that you're taking, our toxic load today is higher than it was for our parents and even for our grandparents. And unfortunately, at the same time, the food quality that we have is decreasing. I love the fact that the man in this image is in the center aisles of the grocery store, because I love to say that typically in those aisles, instead of food, you're buying food-like products. One of the best advice I can give to you is, instead of looking at nutrition labels for calories and fat, look at ingredient labels. Look for products that have less than 5 ingredients and ingredients that you can pronounce, because the food is really how we fight our higher level of toxicity. And unfortunately, our food quality, again, compared to our grandparents and our parents, just keeps going down. So we are passionate because of these next two slides. This is Dr. David Katz. He's the director of prevention at Yale. And he said, this may be the first generation of children to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And actually, that's been proven to be true now. By age 12, many children have hardening of the arteries. 1 in 3 children is obese. 1 in 3 will have diabetes. More than 25% of children take prescription drugs on a regular basis. That's children, and unfortunately, us adults aren't faring much better. 1 in 3 people are living with some form of heart disease. 1 in 3 women will have cancer. 1 in 2 men will have cancer. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050, and 1 in 3 is obese. So the reason that we're passionate, though, is because of this quote right here. 75% of all chronic disease is preventable. And much of what we're dealing with today is chronic disease. And we really do, there's so much that we can't control, but the parts that we can really can make a difference. And it comes to our diet. It comes back to our diet. That's where we have the most control. So this says that we need 7 to 13 servings per day. However, if you are nursing, pregnant, athletic at all, moving, exercising at all, if you are fighting disease or over 200 pounds, you actually need closer to 18 to 20 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And the government has changed it from recommending a certain number to just saying that more matters. And that's because we're fighting such a higher level of toxicity that we need more fruits and vegetables than we could get into our body. And unfortunately, our fruits and vegetables are less nutritious today. So we are here because all of us decided to embrace something called Juice Plus. We decided to make one simple change, and it's because it just totally made sense to us. This product was developed over 30 years ago by a doctor. It's been on the market for 25 years, and I love to call it a salad bar in a capsule, or you could also get it in a chewable. It is over 30 different raw, vine-ripened whole foods. They are non-GMO. And it's important to understand the process that it goes through to be encapsulated or put into chewable form. First of all of our produce is vine ripened. And this is really important because over 80% of the nutrition in our produce comes into it within the last 24 to 48 hours of ripening. And when we're at the grocery store and we're buying our green bananas, unfortunately, they just aren't allowed to ripen and get all of that nutrition. So our produce is vine ripened, and then it's better than juicing because we take the whole entire fruit and vegetable and berry, the pits, the peels, the rind, the seeds, everything where most of the nutrition is, and we put it in like a massive Vitamix and we blend the whole thing up. And what's left over is a slurry that we then dehydrate at a cold temperature to preserve the live nutrients. So it's a way for us to get this beautiful, massive variety into our bodies every single day, which most of us on here can probably agree would be very hard to do. This product is incredibly unique for 3 reasons. Number one, it is food. It is not a vitamin or a supplement. It has a nutrition label on it, just like a frozen bag of broccoli or a bag of carrots from the grocery store. You cannot overdose on it. There is no warning label. Not only is it safe, but it's recommended for pregnant and nursing mothers, for children at age 6 months when they can eat food, they can have Juice Plus. Elderly, professional athletes, it's recommended for everyone because it's simply food. It has an NSF certification, which is a third party that verifies that what we say is in Juice Plus is and nothing more. It is the highest level of certification that you can receive, and Juice Plus has had it for years and years. And then finally, it is researched. We have 39 published clinical studies. So we are the most researched nutritional product in the world. We've been researched at Brigham Young, Vanderbilt, Yale, MD Anderson Cancer Centers, just to name a few. I get really jazzed up about the research, but not everybody's the same, so I won't spin on this too much. But if you're curious, please follow up because we'd love to let you know more about that. We also have shakes, which will fill your belly, and these are delicious. They're low glycemic, they're vegan and non-GMO, dairy and gluten-free. All of the protein comes from plants, and it has these beautiful prebiotic fibers that just help make our gut happy. My whole entire family starts their day with one of these shakes. And then finally, last October, we launched our first capsule product in over 50 years, and it's our omegas. So these are beautiful because they are 100% plant-based. So we skip the middle fish and we get our omega-3s from the algae. So they're totally plant-based. They're full spectrum omega. It's omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. They are cold pressed, which is very important because many omegas have to be heated up in order to be encapsulated, which degrades the quality of the oil, and they come in a vegetarian capsule. So at this point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to bring my friend Julie on to unmute herself and just tell us her story about why she added Juice Plus to her diet and the changes that she's seen. Take it away, Jules.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so for me, I've had a passion for nutrition for 15 years now. Actually 16, because my oldest son will be 16, and I had a dear friend who's actually on this call tonight who asked me a pivotal question when I was pregnant, which is, why don't you consider a midwife? And I thought, what is even a midwife? But that whole question just changed the trajectory of the next 16 years of my life, because it introduced me to Bradley Method classes, natural childbirth classes, which was the first place that I figured out that nutrition matters and what we put in our body matters. And so fast forward almost 16 years, and I have had just a passion and spent a ton of my time doing research and learning about nutrition. And about a year ago, I met, about 2 years ago, I met Julie. And during that time, my sixth child, my son Elijah, was struggling with asthma. And he had been hospitalized when he was 3. And then after that, 3 more times within the last 18 months. And those 3 times were all in the PICU, the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. And the doctor wanted him to go on steroids every day, and I was doing my due diligence, doing my research. Meanwhile, I am walking with Julie, who's my neighbor. She's telling me about Juice Plus, and I honestly turned my nose up at it a little bit because I thought, I know this stuff, and I haven't heard of this, and if it was something like you're saying it is, I would have heard of it. And Julie said, well, what if I had someone sponsor Elijah, because something awesome about Juice Plus is if an adult takes it, they can sponsor a child for free for 4 years, ages 4 to 18. So there was a woman who I have not met to this day named Judy, who did not have a child in her life who she was sponsoring. So she agreed to sponsor Elijah. And a year ago, April 21st, so just past a year ago, Elijah was hospitalized, and we started Juice Plus just shortly after that. Judy sent the Juice Plus, or it got shipped to her, and she gave it to me. And we have seen nothing but advancement with Elijah and his asthma. He's not been hospitalized one time in the last year. And what would have normally sent him into his asthmatic problems has not. And so the only thing I know that I did differently was give him fruits and vegetables in a capsule every single day. And that has been enough to help his body to be stronger and to fight off what would normally have sent him into a tailspin. So that is one story. I have others, but I'm gonna, keep respect of all your time and move on. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I know as a mom that is just so much peace of mind. So thank you. And I would love for Nikki to come on and just share her story about why she decided to add Juice Plus to her diet and her family's.
Yeah, so I'm a health-minded person, just like most of you, and God gave me this passion starting when I was in high school. And I say God-given because I grew up in a home where there was soda and canned beefaroni, if you know what that is. And so I just started learning more and more, and eventually I had 2 shelves full of supplements. And through more research, I realized that my body wasn't even absorbing these supplements. They're just synthetically made in a laboratory in high doses that don't even work with the laws of nature. So I got rid of the supplements and was trying to get more whole foods. And especially the last 5 years of research, every expert, they'll disagree on some things, but every expert agrees more plants, more fruits, more vegetables. And it makes sense. God gave us these plants for healing and prevention. So I started juicing. If anyone's familiar with that, it takes a lot of produce for a little juice and a lot of cleanup, which is a pain. So I was just trying to get more plants into our diets, and I fell short sometimes. There was days we just had to order pizza, and I found myself feeling guilty about that because I failed to get the nutrition in my family's diet. So when Julie shared Juice Plus with me, I was so excited. It made so much sense to me. I was like, you mean to tell me I can take this capsule and get over 30 fruits and vegetables in my diet every single day? And I was totally all in. I didn't care with the investment, what it cost, because I knew that I was investing in the health of my family's future, which is priceless. And my kids love taking Juice Plus. My 2-year-old chews up the capsule and he calls them pillows. And sometimes he says, more pillows, please. And you know what? I can give him more pillows because he can't overdose on nutrition. And there's no number to call if he ingests too many. That spoke volumes to me. And I get so excited, and I open up the capsule and sprinkle it on my 1-year-old's banana that I'm feeding her because I know she's getting superior nutrition. And I feel like a proud mama. If you imagine over 30 fruits and vegetables on your kitchen counter, that variety, I can't get that in my diet. Are you getting that in your diet every day? But that's what you're getting with Juice Plus. So whether your goals are to lose weight or feel better, look better, less sick days, happier children, it starts with something you need to change. And that starts with nutrition. And what better way to bridge the gap with Juice Plus? It's one simple change. And my husband, Brian, who's a chiropractor, has something to add.
Well, I think you said it all, really. But to simplify everything, I've got people that come to me with all these health problems. They rely on medications to try to fix it, and sometimes they try to rely on supplements to try to fix it too. And we know it's really not the best way to address your health. Really, the best way is to give your body what it needs to be healthy. I do that with the adjustment for their nervous system. Juice Plus is an excellent way to get the nutrition that you need, and it's not isolating all these minerals and all these vitamins. It's taking the whole fruit, it's juicing it down, something you couldn't do on your own. Over 30 of them. I think there's 32 the last time I counted. And you get that in your body in a way that you couldn't before. And you give God those ingredients to work with, and you just see your health really express itself the way it's meant to be.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. I love hearing from both of you. I love how he just popped his head on over. That's wonderful. It makes so much sense. Nikki, you kind of stole my thunder a little bit, because that's what spoke to me 3.5 years ago. Whenever I learned about Juice Plus is when I learned I could take this capsule and open it up and put it in my son's food at 6 months old. That's when I knew it was totally unique. And I got on this product having absolutely zero expectations. My mom has rheumatoid arthritis, and so did my grandma. And I had done a lot of research into autoimmune disease, and everything told me, just like Nikki said, everything will tell you you need more fruits and vegetables. And I knew I should juice, but I just never did. It was too much work. And so I was elated to hear that somebody pressed the easy button for me and that I could actually get it into my children. So when I got on this product, I just wanted to prevent disease, which I think is a fantastic reason to get on a product. But what I found was, 2 months in, I had chronic, terrible allergies that would lead to a sinus infection. I'd be on an antibiotic about every 7 to 8 weeks, and I'm now going on 3.5 years without being on an antibiotic, which for me was just, I never in my life have I gone that long. And so I also found that I had more energy. Here I was as a full-time working mom, nursing, exclusively nursing my son. And I had more energy than I had had before I had children. And I don't know what used to make me so tired, but I love that I no longer have that afternoon slump. I found that my mood was better, and I did not think that my mood improvement had anything to do with Juice Plus, and it actually took me choosing to share it with friends and having 2 friends get off of anxiety medication for me to wonder if there was a correlation. And then I went and heard a functional nurse practitioner speak, and he educated me that 80% of our serotonin is made in our gut, and that's the neurotransmitter that tells our brain that we're happy. So my gut was finally getting flooded with the nutrition that it needed, and the right things just turned on, and my mood improvement has just been something I've enjoyed, from now on. Juice Plus is not a weight loss product. However, this community will teach you so much, and we have a product or a program, which is a 4-month program with a 10-day jumpstart. My sister and I, when we got on Juice Plus, we both started that program, and I had an amazing weight loss experience, and so did she. One that we've now maintained for 3.5 years outside of pregnancies for both of us. And before that, we had always struggled. And again, Juice Plus is not a weight loss product, but this community and the education you get will definitely help, your body shed fat, because it is becoming less toxic. And then finally, when I introduced these beautiful omegas last October, I was having what I now know to have been some anxious moments every afternoon before then. And I introduced the omegas, and I noticed that they had gone away. And again, I didn't think it had anything to do with that. I thought it was just me growing my personal development and growing in my faith. And it actually took 2 other women sharing with me that same week that they had had a similar experience, and omegas we know are good for our brain. So I just, now I'm so passionate about sharing those omegas with everybody, because it really changed my brain health, and I'm appreciative of that. So I'm gonna share my screen again. We only have one more slide, but we are really going to switch gears here just for a second. Just bear with me for a second. I'm sorry. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the Freedom Revolution, which is our business community. And so the main mission of the Juice Plus company is to provide freedom for families through improved health. And it's important to know that about 80% of our Juice Plus is consumed by happy customers who have no affiliation with the company. But serving those customers are those of us who have partnered with the Juice Plus company as a business opportunity, which is like myself and Nikki and Julie. And we are paid well to do a lot of good. So as you listen to our stories, perhaps you'll think of somebody in your life who might need to hear what's possible. So I'd love to tell you a little bit about how it works. The business is open to anybody who's 18 years or older. It's called a virtual franchise, and it's $50 a year to own. We have an online office and a personal website. We can run our business from anywhere, anytime, any device. We earn residual income by simply sharing Juice Plus by word of mouth, and the company does the rest. They manufacture Juice Plus, deliver and bill and collect from our customers, and then they pay us monthly by direct deposit. There is no inventory to keep, and the only Juice Plus you touch is your own. All commission levels are permanent. There are no quotas or minimums, so you have the freedom to choose to go at your own individual pace. And we always say you're a blessing whether you do a little or a lot. And because we don't have minimums or quotas, you're able to be that. And truly sharing Juice Plus with one person can just make a world of difference. There is no income, glass ceiling on income or territorial restrictions, and we are in over 20 countries. So there are a few things that make our company really stand out. And number one is we've been around for 50 years, and our president and founder, Jay Martin, is still at the helm today. We are privately held, debt-free, and a multi-billion-dollar company. At the top level of our company, we offer a family insurance package, which includes medical, dental, disability, life, and long-term care, chiropractic, and prescriptions, along with college assistance, monthly expense allowance, and a holiday bonus. And this business can really produce short-term cash flow or be a long-term wealth building and retirement strategy. So at this time, I'd love to bring Julie back on just to share her story of why she decided to partner with the Juice Plus company.
All right, thanks, Julie. Yeah, well, it did not make sense to me right at first. Julie had shared with me, and I had said no, thank you, and then found the product, as I shared, just really impacting my family, Elijah, my husband, and my other children. And my husband and I, we have a single income. We have 8 children who I homeschool. And as they get bigger and our budget needs to get bigger, we were just talking about what is a way that we could add just a little income, but not take away from the priority, which is number one in my life, which is my family, and my full-time job really is homeschooling them. So there was no way that I was going to choose a job that I was going to have to work around their schedule. I was going to have to leave and punch a clock or whatever that they would want me to do. I also knew that whatever I could do part-time like that, because I was so limited, was most likely going to pay me very little and was going to be way below my skill set. And I thought, okay, what could I do that I am passionate about and is so flexible with where I am in my life right now? And as I stated before, I love wellness, I love nutrition, and this business model makes so much sense. There is so much flexibility. I can work exactly when I want to. If 5 to 7 o'clock in the morning is when I can give a little time, or a half hour at lunch, or a little time in the evening, then that's what I can do. And nobody is banging on my door or asking how much I'm doing. As Julie said, there are no quotas. I can do exactly what I want. So I love the flexibility of that. Can't say enough about that. Also, just who I get to work with. Again, if I go to a job, I don't pick my coworkers, but with this business, I get to build a team of people, which I'm so excited about. I've been friends with Julie for several years, and we enjoy each other, and this is just another dimension to our friendship. And I'm excited about Nikki, who's decided to jump on board, and we have also been friends for several years. How many now, Nikki? 7, 8, I think. Yeah, I think 8. So that is another, just to me, a great aspect of this business, is getting to lock arms with women that have integrity and that I already enjoy. And then finally, it's just my time. I think if I share just a picture of my life, it's busy. I don't want to give my time to anything else that isn't going to better other people. And I feel like Juice Plus truly is. I am sharing this. Whether I made a dime or not, I would take it and I would share it, because it really is what it says it is, and it's doing what I'm seeing in so many other people's lives. So I'm super excited to be a part of this.
Oh my gosh. Well, I couldn't be more excited to lock arms with you, because it is so fun to know that you have something that is so simple that can change somebody's life and change somebody's health. So Nikki, if you don't mind just sharing why you decided to partner with Juice Plus, I'd love to hear.
Sure. And just very similar to Julie too. This was just a natural next step for me. This product, there's nothing else like it, and it's an exceptional nutritional product. It's the real deal. It's backed by science. It's NSFA certified. And if I could be a part of that with a mission to help better someone's quality of life and be paid for my time and earn extra income for my family, who I can work around them. I mean, they're my priority, homeschooling and taking care of them, where I don't have to clock in and clock out somewhere, then why wouldn't I be doing this? I mean, this is so much fun for me. I love it. And the team is amazing. I'm not alone. Anytime I have a question, someone's there to answer it for me. They're there cheering me on and encouraging me. And I couldn't be happier with this whole experience. And like you mentioned, the benefits package is amazing. I don't think there's anything else comparable. Among many things that stood out to me, one of them was the college tuition reimbursement. I have 7 kids to get through college. So if I can get help with that, then great. And, you know, it's limitless, the income that you can earn with Juice Plus, and it's residual income, which is the way to go. It's basically money that keeps multiplying as time goes on. And I'm just really excited. If I, a busy mom, can do something like this, so can you. I mean, you too can be a part of this health revolution and earn extra income. And I just encourage you to pray about it and see if it's something that makes sense to you. And if so, I'd love to help you get started.
Right.
Brian, do you have anything to add?
I do, yeah. And a reminder, it's a great product that you're going to use anyway. And being a physician, for one, I like the idea that it is under $100 to even become a distributor for it. So that's not investing thousands or hundreds of dollars to do that. Plus, you don't have to have any inventory either. You don't have to keep something on stock, something that possibly expires. You just have recommendations on what you do yourself and what other people really need to do, and point them in the right direction. Go to the website, see the different videos, see the research on it, and let them decide for themselves.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. It's just been a blast to lock arms with you, Nikki. And I know when I found the product 3.5 years ago, my sister had brought me to the event. So she said, well, you're going to order and I'm going to order, so you should be a rep. And I looked at her and I said, I will absolutely never, ever do one of those things. I mean, I totally turned my nose up. I don't know what I thought it was, but I didn't think it was for me. I earned a fantastic income. And, you know, just worked full time and had my baby. But what happened was I had an awesome experience. And then I wanted to know why I had an awesome experience. And the more I learned about the why, the more I learned about the research, the more I felt compelled to tell everybody in my life. I wanted them to know it was an option. So for 30 minutes every night, I was sharing with friends and family because I cared that they knew about it. And it's remarkable because a year later, it started by bridging the gap in our nutrition. And a year later, it bridged the gap enough in our finances for me to be able to stay home with my children, which was never even on the radar. I was the breadwinner in our family, and that just wasn't even a thought. So it really brought a dream true that I didn't even know I had. But the reason it's exciting is because of the product that we offer. I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't something that didn't change people's lives, change children's lives, really change the health of our country. So it's so fun to be able to offer a real solution to people. You know, when you hear your friends or family complaining about health, what really do you have to say? And now you could say, you know, I have something that might help, or I could connect you with somebody who does. So, excuse me. So that's really where you could help both Nikki and Julie out. So in order to wrap this up, thank you so much for joining us. We are excited to network with 2 types of people. So this is where you could help them out. Number 1, we're looking for people who are ready to take the next step in their health. So whether that's to check out some free resources we have or to add Juice Plus to their diet. Juice Plus is about $2 to $3 a day. Children get it for free, and it is the simplest, most affordable, and convenient way that we know to get massive amounts of nutrition into busy families. So if you know of anyone who's looking to make changes into their health, please connect them with Nikki and Julie. And then secondly, we're looking for anyone who's wanting to earn a stable residual income in order to expand their options while making a difference. So this can look like so many different types of people. It could be a mom or dad who really wants to choose mom and dad care instead of daycare. It can look like a hardworking professional who wants to build their own dreams instead of somebody else's. I was those first 2 people. It could be a college student who needs some income but doesn't want to get a full-time job. Or it could be somebody who's in retirement who wants to make a difference and just have a little bit of extra income coming in order to give to future generations, or just live life a little bit more abundantly. And the great thing is it happens in this amazing community that we call the Juice Plus family, and you have so much support along the way. So maybe you could ask yourself, who do you know that you could connect with Nikki or Julie? And they'll follow up with you after this call and see if anybody came to mind. But in the meantime, we just want to thank you so much for taking your time to hear about what we have to share and what we're so excited about. So do you two have anything else you'd like to say to your guests before we wrap up?
No, thank you all for being here. It meant a lot to have you jump on the call.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Amy King.
I know, I love when I can see people's faces. Thank you all for joining us. You can feel free to unmute and say good night. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We'll see y'all later.